Today we're going to show you the best of Gornergrat, including a breathtaking view of 29 mountains above 4,000 meters, a visit to Switzerland's highest altitude hotel, the famous black-nosed sheep, and an alpine lake that mirrors the Matterhorn.
Whether you love luxury, hiking, food, or unforgettable experiences, Gornergrat has something for everyone on their Swiss vacation. So how do you get up here?
The train to Gornergrat departs from Zermatt village. It opened in 1898 as Switzerland's first electric cogwheel train and runs 365 days a year. Better yet, it's eco-friendly by generating electricity during each descent to help power the next journey to the top.
Definitely sit on the right side of the train for the most epic views.
The train climbs 1,469 meters along the 9.4-kilometer route, passing bridges, tunnels, forests, and mountain lakes. You finally reach Gornergrat, the fifth and final station, in just 33 minutes.
Clearly, you get amazing views on the way up, but as soon as you step off the train, the views get even more incredible. From the viewing terrace, you can see the Spitze, Switzerland's highest peak, the Gorner Glacier, the second biggest glacier in the Alps, the mighty Matterhorn, plus 29 other peaks over 4,000 meters. But words do not do it justice. You have got to see this for yourself.
We recommend coming up here first thing in the morning because that's when the weather tends to be the clearest. There's even a short 20-minute panorama walk so you can enjoy 360 degrees of the Alps.
This is Europe's highest hotel. Beyond just a luxurious place to lay your head, the 3100 Kulmhotel Gornergrat has 2 restaurants, an observatory, and plenty of shopping. And apparently, Gorner glamping too. So whether you're here for the hiking or just the views, Gornergrat really has something for every traveler.
But what else can you do up here? I mean, the views are good enough reason to visit. But you can have your picture taken at a photo point, and I'm pretty excited to stare at these snowy peaks while we walk. But before we hike, there's one more thing to see up here.
We're not usually big museum people, but Zoom the Matterhorn Museum actually looks really cool because it gives you an up-close and personal perspective of the Matterhorn. The first room has a 3D cinema. The second room has live periscope views, and you can pretend to summit the Matterhorn. But finally,
this last part of Zoom the Matterhorn is where all the action is. You get to put on 3D goggles, sit in this floating armchair, and then kind of get to experience what it's like to paraglide around the Matterhorn.
Was the museum worth it? Absolutely, especially because we zoomed through the first 2 rooms to really enjoy the paragliding experience. If you want to learn about other places that are worth a visit near Zermatt, check out our Zermatt itinerary and Swiss travel guides.
Before we start hiking, let's talk about how to get up here. You could hike, but most of you will ride up here on the train. A standard round-trip ticket for adults costs anywhere between 88 and 126 francs, depending on the season. Unfortunately, if you're traveling with an Interrail or Eurail pass, there's no discount, so you'll have to pay full price. You get 50% off with the half fare card or Swiss travel pass, and the ride is fully covered by the peak pass and peak-to-peak ticket when it's available. Now, to know whether or not it's worth buying either of those passes on your trip to Zermatt, be sure to check out this deep dive into Swiss train passes after you finish this video. As usual, kids are free up to the age of 6, and from 6 to 15, they're half price or free if you're traveling with the Swiss family card. And this is random but fun. Your dog can actually travel with you for free as well.
Time to start hiking. First, we're following Trail 15 from Gornergrat to Rotenboden and Riffelsee. And of course, there are endless views along the way. But this is not just a normal hiking trail. We are following the Meet the Sheep trail. Along the way, there's all these stations where you can scan the QR code and read interesting facts about the famous black-nosed sheep. And if you're like me, I love to learn interesting facts, and these stations are actually really well done. But we're already at Station 3, and we haven't seen any sheep yet, so we better keep going.
Along the way, you have got to stop and see the Riffelsee, an alpine lake that reflects the Matterhorn on a clear day, but gosh darn wind spoiling our views. Now you could stop your hike and train back from Rotenboden, which is just 5 minutes from here, or continue hiking to Riffelberg like we're gonna do, because we still have sheep to see and food to eat. Or maybe the reverse.
He's just kidding. We're not gonna eat the black-nosed sheep, but I hope we get to pet them. This is definitely worth hiking the trail. If nothing else, you get to pet the sheep. I was a little intimidated to walk up to them, but they're very friendly and they like to be pet right between their horns.
And that one was just peeing.
In the background. Unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye to the sheepies. I just love them. They're so sweet. But it is lunchtime, so we need to keep hiking. There is a special gourmet ticket that includes your train ride, an aperitif, a 3-course meal, coffee, and dessert. But for 188 francs, we thought the price was pretty steep. Also, I could not eat that much food all by myself, so we decided to craft our own 3-course meal.
We're starting at Riffle House, 1853, where we've ordered the valet meat and cheese platter, and it's even shaped in a pyramid, like the Matterhorn. Cheers.
I don't know what it's called, but the one that looks like bacon is always my favorite. Next is Buffet and Bar Riffelberg. It's basically like a self-service cafeteria, so you just go in and order what you want. We chose the roasty, which is like glorified hash browns. It has an onion sauce and a sausage.
One important thing to note, we've had terrible views all day, everywhere we've gone. Hop back on the train and ride, or hike, from Riffelberg to Riffelalp for our next foodie stop.
I was super excited to eat at Ristorante Al Bosco because I heard they have an incredible Matterhorn pizza, but unfortunately, they're already closed today.
But we're making up for that by enjoying dessert at Alphitta. They make a killer apple cake, but I'm gonna let Jana enjoy that while I have my tiramisu.
This might sound like an exaggeration, but I think this is my favorite apple cake I've had in Switzerland. I think it's because it's more like a pie than a cake, and there are no nuts in it. I like nuts, but when it comes to apple cake, I'm quite a purist, and this is really good. If you want to learn about other can't-miss foodie spots or things to do in Zermatt, then be sure to check out our Zermatt travel guide or watch this next, and we'll see you in Switzerland.